I'm gonna let the Dolphins fans talk, bro. So true, you haven't been on a while, man. The floor is yours. How has it been with this 2026 free agency for you as a Dolphins
I
fan, man?
mean, obviously the release of Tua. That's what personally I've been waiting for. It's the writing's been on the wall with that, right? And
Absolutely.
it's not, I rooted for him. He's the quarterback of my team. You know what I mean? And there's no hate. But if just being objectively true, right? It is what it is. Like he just wasn't, he wasn't that dude. And it's sad that we wasted 6 years of this, right? 6 years. And it's okay, you got rid of the GM, you got rid of some scouting dudes who've been there for 20 years. The coach, that was just the final piece to the puzzle. It's business, right? So he's getting paid handsomely to move on. They're gonna eat a large amount of cap. But for me, when I saw that, what I like about this new group of guys, and they still got a lot to prove, but there's no BS, right? They're making stuff. They're making their moves that they feel is the right thing to do, and I co-sign what they're doing. And that was the biggest fin in the pond that they had to move off from. So that's what starts, with what happened today. So, and then obviously the signing of
And Malik Willis.
yeah, I didn't see that one come. Like what? No, this is a
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, that was
But
crazy. That was
but
crazy.
I mean, that to me that was the highlight for sure. But
Rod,
No, man. I mean, listen, Herbie. It's funny because the Tua era came to a disappointing and just terrible end, right? And amongst Dolphin fans, there's a saying that goes, "We started with Tank for Tua, and we
word.
ended with Tank with Tua." Right? Like how we started is how it ended.
Full circle, right?
But I do. Before I get to the Malik Willis thing, I do want to say this when it comes to Tua, Herbie. I'm not one for revisionist history. Y'all know I'm not one of these people. There's a lot of people online who will have takes and they pray that you never dig them up to find them. I've always been
right?
open about my
Absolutely.
Tua support. Right. I was riding with Tua up until the beginning of last season. Right. If you wanted to call me a Tua near, I was never Tua Anon. Those guys were something different. Those guys were something. I'm always Dolphins first. But
Yeah.
what I mean, considering his first 2 years under Flores, they didn't get along. Considering the promise at times he showed under McDaniel the first 2 years, even with dealing with injuries, whether it was him or the team. I do want to say, Herbie, that it is unfortunate that with the concussions, with Tua's just overall body breaking down, it's just unfortunate that things came to the end that they did. And I will stand by, saying that he was the best quarterback we had since Marino, which doesn't mean much. Like comparing, you could actually throw his name with a bunch of other guys, right? You could throw Tannehill in there. If you tell me Jake Fiedler, I'm sorry, I hate you. Okay, I don't want to hear Jake Fiedler, all right? But look, Herbie, Tua had to go, right? And I seen some Dolphin fans were upset that we didn't get anything for Tua. Do you guys think that the Dolphins GM and the brass was just sitting back thinking like, oh yeah, we're just gonna release him? Of course they were trying to trade for Tua.
Of course, they were trying to trade for him.
Be for real. Nobody was going to trade for him. So, of course, they had to release him. And one thing, and to your point, True, one thing that I do like about this regime is that they're standing on business. Athlete and Sullivan have been consistent in saying that they were going to get a guy in free agency, that they want to draft a guy, right? Because these are two guys that come from an organization that we seen they had back to back, possibly three back to back great quarterbacks. Jordan Love has a lot to prove. I won't say he's great, but he's been good. He's good, right? When he's healthy. So this is a franchise that has seen this level of team building up close. People are complaining about the Malik Willis contract. We'll get to that when we get to Malik Willis.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Look, man, Herbie, Tua had to go. I'm happy that he's going to be able to be in Atlanta where he's going to have a job. Even though, bro, I find it hilarious that Atlanta decided to have two injury-prone left-handed quarterbacks. That is
Dog.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Like,
that
why would
that
you do that? Why?
that is crazy. That is crazy. So let me go ahead and get this up, man. I just because I want to go ahead and get a picture of Tua and look at this guy, man. This is like I want to say bye to Tua in the proper way, right? A lot of people are happy to see him go. A lot of people are relieved that he's not on the team. A lot of people are happy that this is finally the beginning of a new chapter for Dolphin fandom. However, we could get our jokes off, and we will. We're gonna get our jokes off. That's just what we do on this show. If this is your first
Of
time,
course.
we're getting our jokes off. But at the same time, I also want to take time to just say, you know what? It didn't work out, and that's okay. Was a lot of time wasted? Absolutely. Was a lot of money wasted? Absolutely. Was a lot of resources wasted? Absolutely. But there's nothing you could do. You can't cry over spilled milk when the milk spills, right? Like, it is what it is. And the guy at the very least wanted to be great for the Miami Dolphins. He wanted to be the best quarterback that the Miami Dolphins have had since Dan Marino. He put his life on the line multiple times. He fought against doctors' best wishes to continue to play football because he's a football player at heart. People wanted him to retire. His wife wanted him to retire. And he wanted to come back. You feel me? Because there was a desire to prove the people who believed in him at one point in time right. It ultimately didn't work out. It ultimately is for the best that he is no longer on his team, but he still deserves some type of flowers, man. So round of applause for Tua, man. Round of applause for Tua. Shout out to you, man. And that's all you getting, buddy. Bye-bye. Adios.
Peace.
Get him out of here.
Get the
Peace.
stepping.
Aloha,
Get the
Like
stepping.
Martin used to say, get the stepping.
Get the stepping. All right?
Aloha
Listen,
means goodbye, right?
Listen, I could be happy for what you did for the team. I could be happy for the love that you had for this team. And I could be happy that your ass is gone. All right? Two things could be true at the same time, man. So we are officially in the new era, guys.